Welcome to episode 2 of the Tierlist series. Yeah. Anyway, so in today's episode, we'll be ranking the Undertale characters. So, yeah, before I begin, let's get rid of the obvious choices between S tier for the duck, the best character in the game. You cannot judge it. It's the best character in the entire game. It's like, you see it only once, that's why it's the best. Plus, he has an epic theme song, which you can listen in the soundtrack. Alright, so... these are neutral. I keep the shopkeepers as... so basically, yeah. There's a lot of neutral. Alright? The neutral characters are gonna be those who I don't have any opinion on, basically. Most of the monsters that I didn't saw anything into. Just because I don't have any much opinion on them. Plus I need to replay the game again, so yeah. Alright. Whoa, what else? Anyways. Why so many neutral? Okay. There we go. I suppose I speedrun everything. So yeah, I think that is it. Yeah, that is it, I guess. Almost there. I'm getting rid of the obvious monsters, those who aren't that big of a deal in the game, and I just don't really want to discuss them, basically, because I do not want to talk about them. Yeah, I think that is it. So yeah, I think this is all. Yeah, that is all. Alright, so now let's get to the monsters that I really want to rank, which I have an opinion on, and which I actually give a crap. Sorry for the 2-minute long bullcrap, but anyways. Alright, let's start with Frisk. Frisk is Bog. Why am I ranking it Bog but not Daybog or Best? It's the main character. Of course, every journey starts with one certain main character with a certain name. But however, in the game we name ourselves whatever we want. Which basically the name at the end of the pacifist route, which Azrael says, you know, like... Azrael says the name of the player who chose it. It doesn't say Kiara at all, if you name yourself anything else. Also, Frisk, their neutral expression, they're pretty quiet kid, and their choices matter. Pretty much an epic character. Kiara. Daybog. Daybog, actually, for a reason, Kiara is a character we only see at the end of the Genocide route. However, the way the ending of the Genocide route was played when Kiara appeared, they just really did a good job on that. I just really wish we had a fight against Kiara in the canon, Undertale and such. Yeah. Who else do we have? Flowey. Flowey the Flower. Flowey is one of those Flowey is... Flowey is one of those characters that really has an impact in the game in a certain way, the neutral route. Daybog, actually, because this character actually is just really good. A soulless flower that exists in the universe of Undertale, who used to have resets. In the Genocide route and Pacifist we see a big difference. So yeah, also his Omega Flowey fight is quite interesting. I kinda suck at the pennies, don't I? Alright. I didn't clear all the amalgamates on purpose. Well, I'm personally just gonna put this in neutral and say it's good. It's neutral care. I don't want to opinion it. Okay, this is you. And this too. Mad Dummy. Alright, let's talk a bit about Mad Dummy between, cause... yeah, semi-good. The reason this character is semi-good, which is close to terrible, is because I don't really find that character I don't really like that character that much. Personally, yeah, that character just doesn't really give me the best vibes, and technically it's a ghost trapped in a dummy. So what do you expect? I also don't really like how this character is always mapped, like, he's way too angry to be, you know, but the lore is pretty good, let's be real. But I put it at semi-good because I don't really know about it. I just don't really like it. Right, Napstablook, Daypok. The reason why I put Napstablook so high is because I really like the character, the design, and basically the way you have to spare it. And plus, the way his fight is quite interesting because he's the only character in Undertale that doesn't die at all, you know. And he has some interesting dialogue happening during Waterfall when we visit his house. So yeah, this is neutral. Again, pretty good small boss. Mew Mew, that guy semi-good, has almost the same reasons as Mad Dummy. But I don't really like it that much. Just, I don't really like it. The dog. I will rank it later. This amalgamate, Fog. I kind of really like the idea of one of the amalgamates being an actual dog itself, a big amalgamated dog with so on. It's kind of cool. And yeah, pretty much. This is just neutral. 2 dogs. We have 2 dogs. Oh boy. The dogs, I don't want to speak about it. S tier, S tier. I don't see the big difference between this and that picture. Except I know one of them is the Toby dog and the other one is that certain dog which stole the artifact. But they're both bog. Anyways. Neutral. Neutral. Tammy Spock. The reason why Tammy Spock is because just look at it. Look at it. Look at it and say what you think. It's Spock. This guy. Well, it's neutral. These two? They Spock. We interfered. Plus, I know most of the people actually in this community care only about Sans, Papyrus, and etc. They don't really care about the background characters, so yeah. Yeah. This character here, these two are poggers. Alright? Sunderplane. The fact that there's a Tsundere plane in the game really makes it up to be either in neutral or Pog. But I have to say neutral. I just really find this a bit balanced, but also a bit unlogical, so I cannot say much. Gerson. Daypok. I pretty much like this character for a lot of reasons, but I will not explain it. Jerry, terrible. Get that guy out of here. Jerry sucks. Jerry sucks. Shiren, Pog. Actually, is their name Shiren? I think I almost forgot the game. But this character actually, I quite like this character. Because it's one encounter character, which you only encounter once in the game. And it's quite fascinating. It's pretty interesting, it's pretty Pog. Oh, lesser dog, whatever. They're Pog. This guy is reasonably cute. Reasonably cute, alright? This dog, Day, I don't know about the gender, but if it's Day, then yeah, I'm gonna just use Day, no matter the gender. They are so freaking adorable. I just wanna pet him till his head is actually at its limit, bro. It's so adorable. This guy, oh well. Semi-good. I don't know, I don't really enjoy that monster specifically mainly because of how to spare him. It's just not personally my favorite, but what can you say about it? This guy, neutral. Ooh! This guy's actually Pog. He sells you ice cream at the Snowden, at a cold area selling ice cream. Makes perfect sense. Totally a sense of true humanity. Burger Pants. I should have added a category for funny. Cause yeah, the expressions he makes is totally. But I'm gonna put him at Daypok. This guy actually is an interesting character. Like, just look at him when you talk to him, what expressions he makes. The only reason he's in Daypok is because of the expression and the lore. Washua, that was his name. It's Bok. This guy, neutral. Wilhelm, neutral. Vulcan. How do you hook this thing? I swear, how do you hook a volcano? That's hot. And I mean legit lava inside it. Like, how do you hook it? When it's so freaking 360 degrees, probably enough to kill you by one hug. Logically. But yeah. But I'm just gonna put it in neutral, alright? Oh, this guy. Okay. They fuck. I kinda like this guy, especially how it's so hilarious, dude. Like, look at this guy. If you ignore him, he will disappear. You will basically come close until he loses interest in you. But if you keep petting him and keep playing with him, it's gonna be fun, you know? Plus, this guy is quite interesting, cause alright. This guy, neutral. Oh boy, people are gonna be asking me, what UltraX? Why the fudge are Mad Dummy, Mew Mew, and this guy in the semi-good while most of them are in neutral? And the dog, 2 dogs and a bird get to be on the best. Monster Kid. What do I say about this? I will keep him for later. Alright, but I don't know. We're down to the final scroll anyways. I'm so sorry. Is Daypok. Since this guy is actually a secret boss in the game, in Undertale, it's kinda interesting that we have to set our times up. Plus, he is one of the few that uses orange attacks in the game. I don't know. I think he's the only one that uses orange attacks in the game, if I'm not mistaken. But it's kind of an interesting battle, though you should take it into concept that this guy deserves more fan games than Sans. This dude here, yeah. Monster Kid, So we're down to the bosses and the mysterious man. Yeah, I will just not say Gaster because I don't care. Anyways, let's start with Goat Mom. Goat Mom is absolutely S tier. Goat Mom is a caring mother that cares for any human that has fallen down. She takes them in, protects them, takes care of them, cooks an amazing pie, has an amazing stories about snails, and makes puns. Legit, it's the best. I would totally want to be her child, if that's the case. But nah. Yeah, it's the best character. Now, okay, let's continue. Papyrus. I'll rank Papyrus first. Papyrus is, Daypok, cause Papyrus is actually pretty much a really great character, let's be real. I really like him. He's kind of the best person to be friends with. He's a cool dude. Alongside, he's funny, and of course has a special attack that no one saw. He's a pretty cool dude, so let's be real. Respect Papyrus. Okay, let's see. Who's next? Fish Lady. Fish Lady. Fish Lady. Fish sticks. Fish sticks, boys. It's fish sticks, guys. It's the fish sticks undying. Bok. The reason why Undertale doesn't really make it in day poker best is because I don't really find it that much, but they're still pop characters, despite their really, how to say it. Anyways, who's next? Alphys. Actually, yeah, Alphys is day pop. I really kinda like the character Alphys in general, and like, Alphys is pretty an interesting character if you ask me. As the new role scientist of the underground, and actually knows a lot about time. She also studies timelines if I'm not mistaken. It's pretty interesting to know that there are some characters that actually try to study the timelines, alternative universes, and such, if they're real or not, or it's just a myth. Like, it's pretty interesting and it's pretty amazing. Let's be real, and I like it. Now, Metaton. Semigot. I don't like it, the character. I know it's funny and stuff, but Spotlight is just not my style. Muffet, Daypok. The reason why I put Muffet at Daypok is because of Spider Bake Cell and how interesting the passive of Spider is. Despite me actually never battling Muffet, never beating her fight. I just use a spider donut and skip the battle every time. It's kind of interesting to know that you will meet the spiders of Muffet in the ruins when they say spider donut and spider cider. Yeah, that's it. Now, Asgore. Asgore, if I am not mistaken, the king of the underground. One of the best characters in the game, alongside with Torio. However, Asgore is noticeably to have strong will. After everything, Asgore, maybe at first light you see him as the one who you have to basically kill and take his soul, but in the end of the battle you just like feel really bad about him. Yeah, I kind of felt bad about him the first time I played the game and finished it. That someone like him, who from the outside looks scary and such, to you at least, to those who actually are fearing the guy because of his fight, is such a goofy, amazing, pretty much deserves a redemption. He's a great king of fluffy buns and such. Azrael Dreamer. Alright. Pog. No wait. Nah, he's best. Overall, let's be real. His Hammer Hopes and Dreams, Save the World, and Burning in Despair. These three songs are really poggers. The interesting fact that he's flowy makes it even much better. The fact that the way we hear the backstory of how, the way we see the backstory of how he met Kara is interesting. The fact that he had to actually use 6 human souls, steal everyone's souls to become Flower to steal that and become that. Plus, God of Hyper Death is one of those fights where you basically fighting a literal god. You're basically fighting a literal god who has infinite of everything. He's an amazing character, and yeah. Despite the first encounter with him is basically just him trying to ease everything back to zero. At the end, you manage to save him. You manage to quote unquote befriend him. Not in such. He uses his last remaining powers to break the barrier and free everyone. The 6 human souls are gone, and yeah. But also, the reason why I like this character more is because of his actual personality before he became Flowey. Yeah. And also, we kind of learn a bit more about Azrael and Kara's story. When we are in the new home, when we are going, we hear a ton of monsters talking about a story related to Azrael, the prince, and Kara, alongside with everything else. It's kind of really a nice build-up. Now, let's rank WED Gaster. WED Gaster, if not meant, one of the most mysterious characters with little to no information. The only things we know about WED Gaster is that he's the ultra scientist who fell into his own creation. We have no confirmed that he is Sans' father in any condition. So keep that for a headcanon, because I don't believe that Sans technically is his son, because there are a lot of reasons why I don't believe it. It's because we can't prove it. Toby Fox is the only one who can confirm if Gaster is Sans' father or Sans Papyrus' father or not. Now, our boy Sans, let's be real. Sans might be one of the best characters with funny personality and unexpected plot twist in the Genocide route where he's a boss fight. However, due to him being so overrated, I'm gonna put him at terrible. I'm kidding with you, I'm kidding. I'm not gonna put Zanzibar in terrible. Sans is actually one of the best final bosses for the Genocide route. Unexpectedly, after Undying the Undying and Metaton Nail, we are greeted by him in the Judge Hall, exactly where it is. But let's throw away the Genocide. Yeah, the Genocide is worthless. We're gonna talk about the Pacifist. In Pacifist, we see Sans in such a humorous light where we see him as a punny comedian, making funny jokes, and actually being caring about us. During the Pacifist, despite him not doing his job to protect us and totally letting us die, he tells us also an interesting story about how he met Toriel, but he doesn't know or see her face yet, you know, behind the door. Sans, despite everything, Sans actually is a pretty funny guy. Unlike anything else we've seen before, as let me mention, Sans in the Pacifist route just explains Sans the best. The Genocide route is not interesting. The reason why I rank Sans so high is because of the Pacifist route. And also the neutral endings where he calls you know. With the neutral endings have so many outcomes that to the point where you want to play them all. It's interesting. Let us be real at least that Sans is probably the best character not because of the Genocide, not because he's overpowered, but because he's a funny, chill guy who just wants to live a life with his brother and work as a sentry till he waits for a human to fall down. Sans is not the guy who just, you know, suffers an endless fate of genocide all the time. Like, people have taken into concept that the Genocide route, Sans, is better than the Pacifist or something. Cause, you see, he's overrated because of the Genocide route. The only reason he's overrated is because of the fucking Genocide route, not the Pacifist. People should take more accomplish to make the Pacifist Sans fight, or even actually give more crap about Sans. Sans isn't the type of person to actually really care as well, as long as you do not kill his brother, or as long as you do not fuck up the underground like the dirty smug player you are, he's gonna be pretty nice to you. Come on, he even goes to pay you a drink, you know? What's the point really? Into actually going complete genocide just to hear his hammer. Like, the fandom is so obsessed with Sans to the point where they just don't give a crap about anything else. Yeah, I pretty much just, you know, Sans might be the best character, one of the best characters in the game, but that doesn't mean you have, and one of the most overrated, but that doesn't mean you just have to make about Sans only. Like, bruh, let's be real. I like Sans for the Pacifist route. Genocide route, I like it, but I just don't really find it any fun to watch how Sans is basically fighting and suffering over and over just for an ultimate headcanon outcome. Like, I don't really like the Genocide route pretty much, because Sans shouldn't even considered as the strong. Sans might be the one of the strongest enemies, but he again doesn't overpower Azrael. Again, Azrael Dreamer with the 6 human souls and all monsters, which has infinite HP, is the strongest character in the game. There we go. So, Sans might be overpowered, but he isn't anywhere close to Azrael. Nor Sans should be treated as any more important than the others. Because whenever I see something in the community that's Sans related, it's kind of like it's repeating over and over and over. It's getting boring, you know, to just see Sans all the time instead. Because, you know, the fact that people actually consider Sans as the most important character in this community, it's like, even I don't even need to tell you this. You yourself see how everyone just cares about Sans, and even most of the AUs that Sans is Sans has a lot of mega wars. Like, bro, even there are disgusting ships on this character and everyone else, but Sans has the most of the ships where, yeah, I just don't want to explain it. But either ways, that's for the tier list. I am done. I already explained my point on why Sans is the best. It's because of the pacifist, not because of the genocide lore. I just personally know that we learn more about Sans in genocide after the pacifist, but it's just, you know, like, let's be real, I'm never gonna rank it. But however, this is for the tier list episode 2. This is the longest episode I've ever made, because, yeah, I had to sit down and explain to people why I like Sans most. Like, Sans should be loved because of his personality of funny person who just doesn't threaten people all the time. Like, the Undertale community should give him more respect for the other characters, not only Sans. And not only Papyrus too, because I see some Papyrus stuff that are overrated, and yeah. Either ways, that's it for the video, and I'll see you next time. Kaya!